Hi everyone and welcome to your online stretch class. So for today's stretch class, we're just going to be working on an overall body stretch, whether you've been doing a lot of exercises or maybe the opposite, just sitting around and you're feeling really tight. Hopefully this class is going to help you. So always remember in your stretch classes that it's important to keep your body relaxed. When we move into our stretches, our body tends to tense up because it's uncomfortable for us. It's a good idea to rather just back off a little bit and allow your body to settle into the pose. You'll get a deeper stretch that way than pushing your body too far and having your body tense. Okay, so remember, try relax completely throughout this whole class. We're going to start just with our shoulders. So I want you to start rolling your shoulders back and down. And just focus on a natural breath here. So as you roll your shoulders back and down, watch that you're not pulling them up to the ears and maybe creating more tension, but just a gentle rolling back. Let's go 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Good. Let's reach our arms out to the sides. Take your hands and place them on your shoulders. And now try to do little circles with the elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Taking your arms down. I want you to take a deep breath in. Let's reach those arms up to the sky. And then you're going to grab onto your right elbow. Having your feet hip width apart and watching that your belly button is not sticking out, so there's no arch in the back. We're still pulling the pelvic floor in. We're going to lean over to the side. Try almost pull on that wrist. I think I may have said elbow. Your wrist. And leaning over onto the side, really trying to get that nice side stretch. Inhale, bring it back to the center, but hold onto the opposite wrist and pull. Watching that belly button spine connection, nothing in your back here. Good, and then bring it to center. I want you to take your legs slightly wider now. Again, we're going to take those arms to the side and you're going to take your right hand and reach down for your left foot or one arm to the opposite foot. Deep breath in and exhale, reaching down and inhale up. And now as you reach down, we are pushing the hips backwards. So there's no rounding in your spine. You're trying to keep your back as flat as you can, just from the side. So I'm here, I'm not here. And inhale, exhale to stretch. And inhale, exhale. And inhale. Let's go one more time. Exhale. And inhale. Good. You can bring your hands to your side. And I want you now to face the short edge of your mat with your mat extended in front of you. Taking your feet hip width apart again. We're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Let's nod the chin to the chest and start to roll down through your spine. So really trying to let that body hang. Bend the knees if you need to. Go down as far as you can. And then on your inhale, you start to articulate your spine back up, stacking one vertebra at a time. And then lastly, your head recovers. Exhale, chin to chest. And we roll down. Inhale up slowly. Exhale, chin to chest, and we roll down. Inhale, recover slowly. Let's do this 2 more times. So nodding the chin to the chest, lower down slowly. And then we recover. And one more, nod the chin to the chest, roll down slowly. And then we recover. Okay, we're going to do a roll down now. I want you to try to keep your knees as straight as you can. So we roll down, and you're going to stop where your body can't go anymore. Grab onto opposite elbow now, and keep that neck relaxed. So just give your neck a little bit of a shake from side to side, and you're going to start to sway from one side to the other side. Natural breathing. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do 2 more. Inhale and exhale. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Bringing it back to the center. I want you to bend your knees if you need to. Place your hands onto your mat, and you're going to start to walk your hands forward and then slowly lower down onto the knees. Okay, check that your knees are directly underneath your hips. Your hands are directly under your shoulders. We're going to move through a nice rounded back. And then taking it to an arched back, tailbone goes out, chest goes out, we look up to the sky. You can breathe at your own time here. I like to round on the exhale. And inhale as I arch. I find it allows me to bring my belly button in more. So we rounding. Watch the head here. Keep that neck relaxed. So on the rounding, don't look up at your hands. Let your head drop down. And arched. Remember, if you do suffer with any herniation of your spine or lower back pain, don't round into the back too much. Focus more on this position here, which is your arch. And then you're going to keep your round quite small. So let's just move through 2 more of these. We round. And then we go into a lovely arch. Good. And fine. Neutral. Let's take your hands, turn around to face the knees. Okay? So fingers pointed towards the knees. You're going to tuck your toes underneath. And we're going to do a gentle rocking back. And inhale to bring it forward. So that carpal tunnel stretch. Now, if this is too intense, you can walk your hands closer towards your knees. And if you need deeper stretch, you can take your hands further out. So finding the spot that works for you. And then just focus on your breath. Make sure that you are taking deep inhales and deep exhales. Good. Let's find neutral. I want you to take your hands back to the right way around. You're going to tuck those toes underneath you. Pull your weight back, so go into almost a little bit of a child's pose, and then we're going to lift those knees up. Get your chest to your thighs. Relax your neck, looking down at your knees, and slowly start to straighten into the knees as you sink those heels down into the mat. Only straighten the knees, obviously, as much as you feel like you can. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale it out. Inhale and exhale. And again, inhale and exhale. And inhale and exhale. Good, we're going to start to walk onto our heels, so bending one knee at a time, trying to get into that calf stretch. Let's go 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, trying to sink both heels down. Step your legs a little bit wider than hip width, and I want you to sway your hips from side to side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, good, and 10. And then we return to center. Look between your hands, lower your knees down. You're going to unfold your toes, take your seat back to your heels, and reach those arms forward. Let's lift up so that we're onto the fingertips, trying to take your glutes towards your heels and lengthening forward. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Let's do one more deep breath. Inhale and exhale. Awesome. Okay, let's walk our hands over to one side. So I want you to really try to take your hands as far as they will, but keep your hips glued to your heels. Then you're going to visualize that your hands have been stuck in glue and you're trying to pull your hands back. So really getting that nice stretch again down the side of your body. Think of that first stretch we did standing. Good, and then let's walk over to the other side. Really getting a nice stretch. And returning back to the center. Let's slowly lift back up onto an all-four position. I want you to walk your hands 1 or 2 steps forward so that they're quite far away from you. And then we're slowly going to start to transfer our weight to drop our hips down to the mat. Now, if this is too much for you, you are welcome to lower down onto your elbows. So it's just a smaller movement. Right, if you are able to be here, wonderful, but please watch, are the shoulders pulled away from the ears? Let's take a deep breath in and out. Inhale And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And again. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly lower all the way down. And I want you to place one hand down onto the mat. Just use that hand to lie down. We're going to choose one heel and kick towards our bum. And then use that same hand as leg that's lifted to grab onto your ankle if it's available to you and gently pull that heel in towards you. Okay. Now, if you're feeling the stretch here already, that's great. But to intensify the stretch and kick out the lower back compensation, I want you to push your hips down into the mat, and you're going to feel that quad stretching a lot more. You can relax into your breath. Let's hold it here. Awesome. And then let that leg go down. Let's take it across to the other side. Good. And then gently releasing that. Bringing our hands back next to our shoulders. Let's pull the belly button in so we can move through a little bit of a push-up position and then return onto our hands and knees. Okay, I'm going to ask you to choose one leg. You're going to point it back behind you and then lift that leg up just to your hip height. Take it across the other leg and then point it back down to the ground. In this position, we're going to rock forward and back. So an inhale here. As you exhale, we rock back. And inhale, so feeling a nice stretch into that glute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, releasing that leg. Let's take the other leg. So lifting it back, and then we tap it across. And we slide 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Releasing that. This time I'm going to ask you to take your knees slightly apart, tuck the toes under, and you're going to gently take your seat back onto your heels. All right. If it's available, you're going to walk your hands closer to your knees, putting a little bit more pressure on those heels. So our toes are tucked underneath us. It's going into our plantar fasciitis stretch. If you are okay here, you can start to take your hands up onto your thighs. Just feeling that stretch into the feet, into the toes. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. All right, you can slowly come out of that. Release your feet and just kind of smack them down onto your mat to release that a little bit. Okay, rolling up through your spine again onto a kneeling position. Let's just take our knees hip width apart, interlace the hands behind the head. We'll go into some spinal rotations. So twist, twist, and inhale. Still keeping that belly button, spine connection. 5, 5, inhale. 6, 6, inhale. 7, 7, and inhale. Good. Reach your arms up to the sky again and slowly circle down. I want you to see, can you take your hands and place them in towards your lower back? And I want you to think of doing your cat-cow. So there's a nice gentle arch into your back here. And then can you push your hips forward to go into a bit of a back bend? Please work within your range here. So either you're holding it here. If you want to release that and take your hands down to your ankles, but keep pushing your hips out, we can go into a little bit of a back bend. And then coming out of that the same way we went in, so no straining. Let's release. Choose one leg for me, and you're going to take a giant step forward. And then once you've got that step, you're going to lean into that leg. So I want the knee directly underneath that ankle. If you are here, you are causing strain to your knee, so please take it further forward. The goal is to try and push our hips down. We're going to start with our hands either side of our feet, holding it here. Let's take some deep breaths. Slowly walk your hands back, and we're going to press into our hands, opening up our chest. Good. Okay. Take your hands back down. Now I want you to take the foot that's forward and you're going to shuffle that foot across your mat so that it goes to the other edge. And ever so gently, you're going to try lower down onto that leg. Okay? You might find that you've rocked over a lot here, or that this foot has moved closer towards your hip bone. That's okay. It's your flexibility and that ITP band. You're trying to keep the leg directly forward and your hips directly square to the ground, but it's very difficult. So I can't even do that myself. You might want to prop a little pillow or block under the glute that you're sitting on. That will help square your hips off. Otherwise, you're just trying your best to get in that perfectly square position. My foot has moved closer towards me in order to do that. So work within your body's range. We'll try to take this a little bit deeper. Can you maybe lower down onto your elbows, or can you soften down to the ground? Taking it where your body wants to go. Relax into your breath and focus on your breathing. Remember, your body must be relaxed and soft. Don't create tension. Good. Let's slowly lift out of that. I want you to use your hands to help lift you back up. And that leg that you've crossed over, I want you to take it back to that lunge. Let's hold it back in our lunge, either your option with your hands down on the ground or lift it up onto the knee. But where is your ankle? In line with your knee. Good. Let's take our hands down. Transfer your weight back onto that back leg, but please don't be all the way back. So your hip is trying to be directly over the knee. And you're going to slide that foot forward, flexing into the foot. Take an inhale and exhale. Try straighten this knee as much as you can. Can you take both hands to the outside of that calf or ankle? Feel that stretch intensify as the hips close off. And you can release that back. Good. Let's release that leg. Slowly again rolling up through your spine. We'll take the opposite leg. Nice big step forward and move into your lunge. Check that ankle and the knee. And we start down here. Can you lift up and place your hands on your thigh? Good. Let's take our hands back down. Start to walk that foot over to the opposite side of your mat, gently lowering down, and then set your hips up on this side, making those adjustments that you need to try square your hips off. Relax your body and focus on your breathing. Can you soften down onto your elbows or maybe lie flat down onto your hands? And then slowly start to lift yourself back up. This time I'm going to ask you to take your back leg and swing it around so that we're now in a seated position. Okay. Now for the next stretch, if you can't sit, should I say, with your shoulders directly above your hips, your back straight and your legs straight, this is going to be your stretch. So sometimes when I ask people to sit like this, because of the shortness in the hamstring, I see the pelvis curling under here and they're sitting in this position. What I want you to do is try make sure that you can get your back as straight as possible, even if that is using your arms to support you here and just ever so gently try straighten down into your legs. If that is where you are, that's what you're going to do for the next stretch. If you have a lower back injury, herniated discs, anything like that, you might want to avoid this forward flexion for so long. So what you're going to do again is just gently place your hands next to your hips and hinge those shoulders forward. So you're trying to take your body just off axis, but with a nice straight spine. If it's available for all of us and your spine is okay, you're going to lift your arms to the sky, keeping the knees as straight as you can. On that exhale, reach forward and fold over your legs. Allow your chin to soften onto your chest. Allow your elbows to hang heavy. And we're just holding it here. Let's take one final inhale and exhale, start to roll up through your spine. Okay, good. We're going to take the feet mat width apart or just slightly wider than mat width, bending the knees if you need to or keeping them straight if it's available. Your toes are flexed up to the sky. Hands go in between the knees and we're leading into our spine stretch. So taking a deep breath in and exhale, you're going to walk forward. 1, 2, 3. So trying to lower down each time. 4 and 5. And inhale, walking back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's walk forward for 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Exhale forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take it back. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's take our arms to the side and we're going to go into our saw. We inhale, rotate. Exhale, outer palm reaches down to the outer foot. Inhale to lift up. Exhale back to center, taking it to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, we drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, center. And again, inhale. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, center. And again, inhale. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, center. And again, inhale. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift up. One last time. Let's inhale, rotate. Exhale, drop down. Inhale, lift, center, and relax. Good. I want you to bring your feet into a diamond position now, or a butterfly. So soles of the feet together, knees are apart. Let's pull the heels in as close to our body as we can. Holding onto those heels, I want you to gently press your knees down into the mat, but still keeping your spine as upright as you can. Soften into your breathing and just holding it here. Okay, great. Let's now take the feet further away from you so that you've got a nice big diamond here. I want you to hold onto your calves or ankles, whatever's available. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, we round, we forward fold, and you're trying to get the crown of your head down into the soles of your feet. You should be feeling a stretch down the outside of your legs. Let's take one more deep breath. And on that exhale, start to roll back up through your spine. Good. Turning to face the front, I want you to take your legs to a stride position, and that's just as wide as you can take it, but so that you're still sitting up nice and tall. Your shoulders are directly over those hips. Let's take a deep breath in, reach our arms up to the sky, and on an exhale, carry them forward. See how far you can take it. Maybe you want to lower down. Maybe you're just resting up on your hands. Maybe you can soften onto the elbows. You're working within your range. Feet are still flexed up to the sky. Focusing on your breathing. Deep breaths in and exhale out. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, slowly bringing your body back up. Good. I want you to place one elbow on that thigh, and we're going to take the other arm, reach it up, reach out and over to a diagonal line. So keep that opposite hip down. Feel this stretch. If this is enough for you, you hold here. If you can drop onto the ground in front of you, you hold here. And if you can carry on extending, reaching over, you're welcome to do that. Soften and focus on your breathing. Good, let's reach it up. And we'll take it over to the other side. So first start reaching over, then see can you go a little bit more, and then see can you soften even more. Good, and then slowly return back to seated. I'm going to ask you to bring your legs into a crossed-legged position. Whichever way you've crossed your legs, let's uncross and cross them the other way to even out our spine. Hands extend down the sides of you. We drop one ear towards one shoulder. Keep your fingertips down on the ground. Moving through center, take it to the other side. Then rolling your chin down along your chest. I want you to interlace your hands, place them right at the base of your head, and allow your elbows to fall in heavy. Holding it here. And then slowly rounding into your spine. Inhale, slowly start to lift that chin off the chest, opening up the elbows. I want you to push your head back into your hand and reach up and down. Good, we're going to end off in a spinal twister, taking one hand to the opposite thigh. Let's rotate around our bodies. Then releasing that, we'll take it to the other side. Good, and one final stretch. So keep this hand here, take your opposite arm and take it to the opposite knee, rounding into your back and try pull away. Feeling that stretch across your shoulder blades. And take the underneath arm over and on top and then pull away. You can also do this with your legs extended forward in front of you and rolling back that way. So whatever is working for you. And then you're going to gently sit up nice and tall. Roll your shoulders back once, twice, and a third time. Well done, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you're feeling supple and relaxed.